Greetings everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Unclear and today we're talking the breakdown of the most recent live stream dev reveal. I'll just have some gameplay playing in the background. So I took notes I want to read off a sheet. But there's quite a bit. This shouldn't be too long. I took the cliff notes and just sort of covered it as best I could. So you guys don't have to watch it. If you want to watch the full video, I'll leave a link down below. If you just want to listen to the notes, you can lock your screen and listen along, because the gameplay is just going to be me just running through a lost sector. Anyway, this is what was revealed today in the developer livestream. So we were given the launch trailer for Edge of Fate. It was actually really interesting. Some nice nods to certain things, nice callbacks. It shows a bit about the new character we're going to be introduced to, where he came from, what's going on with that, and then it showed looked like the opening to the new raid. Following they're jumping in, they talked about how world tiers are going to work and how missions will be replayable post campaign. But before they go into that, you'd have to actually do the campaign either brave or legendary to unlock the next difficulties. Which is Fabled and Mythic. Once you've finished it on Legendary or Brave, it will unlock the Fabled Mythic at like 150, 200 power. And that'll give you replayable missions and ability to get higher tiered loot, and targeted loot if you get far enough into it. Kepler will have 4 major regions. The gameplay they showed was the Gorge. It was a post-campaign mission where they were doing it was like a Lost Sector-esque style mission, which had more enemies and more Banes. Once you've finished all the campaign and you're high enough level to run the Mythic level of these campaigns, Mythic will actually give you a variant of the gear set bonuses. So as we were shown previously, we were shown gear sets where, say, kills with rocket launcher swords increase your speed. If you do the Mythic version and can complete it, the drops from that, the gear sets will have different set bonuses and a new shader. Now those weren't revealed what they were, but that was pretty interesting, that the higher difficulties not only give you a better version or a different version of the gear set bonuses, but also offer, I want to say, shiny shaders on the gear, which is pretty interesting. The region encounters are Lost Sector size, with more enemies that are tougher and have unique Banes for the Kepler region. If you do these things, you'll not only get planetary materials, you also get an item called a Fabled Cipher, which is yet another currency you'll be introduced to. These are so you can target loot from a Kepler vendor. So if you want to go and farm a bunch of those, you can go back and you can target loot with stuff. It was showing some gameplay of a story mission, but it was neither here nor there. It was just them running around. It looked like more of the Gorge area shooting servitors, so I was like, yeah, it's neither here nor there. Vendors in Kepler they have a tuning on them, so you can target farm loot that you want. So if you want a particular auto rifle or you're looking for a particular gear set or boots, you can target farm it so it has a higher chance of dropping alongside other loot. There'll be more secrets and mysteries to discover if you wish, and more secrets and mysteries are unlocked when you finish the main campaign. Because from my understanding, what it was said was, when you do the main campaign, you can only use the abilities when it tells you can use the abilities, like kind of like when you got Strand or you got Prismatic, like it's like pick it up from here and use it. Where when you finish the campaign, you can use the Metaspark and the stuff. I'll use Metaspark anywhere in the world like a Sparrow. So it looks like there's limited amount of secrets along the campaign trail. Once you've come back to it, you can actually do it on your own. There should be a lot more to unlock and see. How much more? It's yet to be discovered, but we'll have to figure it out. If you want to get ready for the raid and make it easier on yourself, if you complete the legendary campaign, you will be at raid level. So I'm guessing it'll be 150, be raid. As all our levels are being reset to 10. So I'm guessing that's what usually happens, because usually they give you normally the power cap, not the pinnacle cap. So I'm guessing it's about 150, 175 is what's going to make you, but that was not discussed, not discovered So we'll have to see what that drops for you. It was also discussed during and post campaign. There'll be multiple side quests that open up. These side quests can be done during the campaign, or if you finish the campaign, they'll all just open up for you. These flesh out more on the characters, the world, and what's been going on in Kepler since everyone's been there. They commented on the community concerns in regards to what destination events are going to be happening, as nothing that's been shown, nothing's been talked about. What's going to be happening is a time-gated activity. That's a 3-man match mat activity similar to Vex Incursion and Wellspring. So it's supposed to be good to get new exotics, but exotics are not hard to find. But the thing was, it is time-gated, so it's not available all day, every day. There'll be a portal icon saying, hey, it's available now, and you can load in and farm it, and then when it goes away, you can't run it anymore. So that was really interesting. I don't know how well it's going to go over. I'd love to know what you guys think of that down below. They went over the portal interface, which I'll do in a more detailed video when I get my hands on it. It's really simplistic. It's you just click on a thing and you click on it and you go do it. It's really just that simple. There's discussion about the solo ops and fighting ops, which we've had to death already from many places. They showed you how to apply modifiers and boons to increase your score. Now the thing that wasn't super obvious and wasn't really pointed out during this time was when you are increasing your score, there's a little red engram down the bottom. And it has little like nodes on it. And how many nodes it has on it is the tier of loot you're going to be getting. So if you have a red engram with 2 nodes on it, that's tier 2 loot, 3 nodes, tier 3 loot. So it wasn't talked about in the live stream, but I did notice that going back and forth through the footage, that when they increased the gear score and the tier of loot changed, the nodes on the engram was changing. So be mindful of when you're going through that the score is there, but also the loot actually has a little tier system on it, just to give you that thing. I don't know why they didn't discuss it, but it was definitely there. They ended up talking about stuff they couldn't talk about, which was just the most backwards thing I've ever heard of my life. They did discuss how leveling works, and the breakdown of that is everyone's been reset to level 10. There's going to be a grind to 200, which is just the standard grind of gearing up. If you did the legendary campaign, you said you'll be ready. And then there's a seasonal power cap of 450, so anything over 201 to 450 is seasonal power, which uses unstable cores, but that goes away in December when Renegades drops, so everyone gets reset back to 200 when Renegades drops. All Guardian ranks we've reset to 2, and will no longer need paid DLC, commendations, or solo dungeons to get Guardian rank 11. This is all earned in Portal for doing various things. They did say 1 to 5 is the standard easy stuff, and then 5 to 11 is more advanced stuff, but it's all done through Portal and no longer requires dungeons, commendations, or paid DLC to acquire it. I'm guessing it will require Kepler, which is technically paid DLC. So, yeah. If you also don't want to play with Portal too much and don't want to mess around with boons, mods and stuff, there will also be a fixed game mode where the modifiers are set. So you can just go in with the fire team and play it, get some gear, and then leave again. For all my PvP fans, if you don't want to ever PvE, you can actually get max level from PvP alone. It's faster if you do Trials, Iron Banner, and Comp. But if you just want to do normal 6v6 and play, you can do that as well. They did show off a seasonal reward track that's weekly. So every week you'll get like a... I'm sure it's weekly. They get some... like a... I can't see with heavy metal. Do some bounties, some challenges that gives you like some XP. Daily challenges, weekly challenges, give you some XP. The coolest part of that was it had a item similar to 3 of coins, if you remember that was back in D1. The one they showed off was Vanguard. So if you have a Vanguard, we'll say 3 of coins. If you pop that during your activity, the loot you get is a higher tier reward than what you've set out to do. So let's say we're all doing tier 3. If you pop that, you're likely to get a tier 4 piece of gear at the end of it instead. So you could really save it for farming tier 4 to get a tier 5, or tier 3 to get a tier 4. So it's actually quite interesting to see that. It'll give you the next tier up, or a big power bonus, the way it was put up. Then there was also a change to Conqueror. So Conqueror is no longer be just doing 6 gems. It had like a new tab in the portal. Conqueror is not going away, so your Conqueror gilding will carry over. So if you have Conqueror 15, 16 like me, so I've seen someone hide in that, it will carry over. And all you have to do is basically run the easier nightfalls, the harder nightfalls, the hard nightfalls, and then the hardest nightfalls. And that will give you your Conqueror title again for that season. It was also announced that when Forge, the Iron expansion coming out like 3 months after the DLC, the level cap will go to 550. So getting tier 5 would be a lot easier. From that, there's not much else they discussed. There's a lot of showcasing how to do solo ops, showcasing old missions with new modifiers. Nothing that was really standoutish. If I was giving my honest feelings and thoughts on the matter, I feel like they've really missed the boat. Especially with the thing that got me the most was the new activity is time gated. That's just real silly to me. Like, why would you time gate the newest activity? I understand you want to be doing campaign stuff. You want people to replay campaign, but how often people are going to be replaying campaign missions? Like, you don't. You can replay the Final Shape campaign. You can replay the Into the Light campaign. You can replay the Strand campaigns. You can replay all of those. But no one does. So it's really interesting that they've gone that route. These side quests I'm intrigued about to see what they're like. If it's like run to a lost sector and scan an item, I will probably never do them. They have to be meaningful in some way. Or if they're side quests like learning about the radial masts and stuff like that, I probably won't do those either. There was a few reprise weapons shown, especially from likes of Mars, the Mars weapons. There's a few Mars weapons that come back and made a return. None of the perks were shown off though, so I'm curious to see how they work. I'm very curious to see the leveling system and how that actually plays out and how much materials it's going to cost. But apart from that, there was not a lot that really stood out. Obviously I'm going to play in it, but I'd love to know what you guys think. If you guys, after watching the full video, which I said I've linked down below if you want to watch the full video, but there was not. This wasn't the banger they need this to be. I think they really need to say more. But the launch trailer was fantastic. I'll leave the launch trailer at the end if you guys want to see that. But yeah, that was everything for the live stream. That's the gist of it. Cut out an hour of your time, so hopefully it saves you a bit of time. Hope it's worth a like on the video. If you want anything else that I didn't quite explain too well, comment it down below. I'll explain it in greater detail as there as well. But apart from that, that's everything. So I say thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. As always, stay safe, take care, and bye for now.